1 Timothy 4 verse 12, and don't be intimidated by those who are older than you. Simply be the example they need to see by being faithful and true in all that you do. Speak the truth and live a life of purity and authentic love as you remain strong in your faith.
What does this mean to you?
No matter how old you are, you can still fulfill the calling God has on your life. Whenever. Hi, I'm Madison. I'm 17 years old and I'm from our Brisbane City campus.
What inspires you?
People who don't give up when they struggle, when they have a hard time, when you know that they're struggling and they don't act like it's the end of the world.
What's the greatest example that you set for others?
Probably when I wanted to help in church, but I didn't know what to do, and I learned how to play an instrument, edit videos, take photos, and do whatever I could to help.
How did you feel when God told yourself and your family to move to India?
I was very little when my parents were told to move, probably like 5 or 6, and about almost 9 years later, we eventually moved, but I was devastated. I didn't want to move. I've never been outside of Australia. Yeah, that was pretty tough.
So when you finally came to terms and accepted that that's where God was calling you guys, how did you then feel?
That took me a good 3 years out of the 5 years I lived in India. And after that, I felt like I was where I was supposed to be. I felt good. I felt like I was fulfilling what I was meant to be doing there. Yeah.
What's the hardest challenge you've faced?
There's been a few. Recently, the hardest one has been moving. So I moved back to Australia, and that was really abrupt. And I don't want to cry. And that was really abrupt. And it was a big surprise. I went to school 2 weeks after moving, and that was tough, I guess. Jeez. And it was just after I had started feeling comfortable there. Yeah. There is another one. This one was probably even worse. When my little brother, Ezekiel, he's 7, when he was probably 9 months old, he started to get really sick, really lethargic, sleeping all day. We took him to the doctor. They said it was an ear infection, so they gave him antibiotics and he got a little better. Then he would just decline again after the course of antibiotics was finished, and that was over a period of maybe 4 months of getting antibiotics, and my mum didn't sit right with that, and so she took him to a family doctor. And as soon as she saw him, she was like, you need to take him to the hospital right away. And we got to the hospital and he was admitted into hospital. His heart went into failure. His organs started to shut down. And the doctors said if we didn't take him to the hospital that night, he would have died. And and I was 10 when that happened. And that all happened really fast as well, and that was tough too. Probably those two things. Yep.
Having gone through multiple things that have really challenged you,
Yep.
how would you encourage others who are personally going through their own things to continue pushing?
Yeah. Find someone you can talk to, find someone who can encourage you, who can pray with you, who can journey alongside with you. And, you know, pray, rely on God, know that He's gonna fix it, stick it out, don't give up.
Has there ever been a time that you felt like you've been looked down on for your age?
Yeah. When in India, I helped a lot. I helped with a connect group, I helped editing videos, taking photos, I was a musician. And in India, there's a real mindset of young people can't do anything. You needs to be an older person, and I feel like when we were there, older people would wonder why I was helping so much, why they would trust me, a 13-year-old, to do such important jobs. So that was a bit tough too.
When living in India, you spoke about how you were looked down on for being an example, but how did you overcome that and still try to be an example for those around you?
Yeah. So before we moved, as I said before, I didn't want to go, and I had multiple people, including Pastor Joe, tell me that I wasn't just being dragged there as my parents thought I was meant to go and help. And just remembering that, and that God had called me, not just my parents, to do that, really helped to just ignore those people who were looking down upon me.
Who do you look up to as an example?
A lot of people. Probably my parents are pretty great. You know, they listen to God. They set a good example for what I should be doing. And I don't know. There's a few people that I know in India who are women who were put down for being women, and they stuck up for themselves. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Coming back to Australia and starting to go back to school.
Yep.
How were you being an example to those that you were around every day at school?
The school I go to is a Christian school, but there's a lot of, I wouldn't say messed up people, but like people who are unsure about things in their lives. They're struggling, they swear a lot, they put themselves and others down, and I guess just setting an example to encourage others and yourself. That's a big problem at my school. People are always putting themselves down. Yeah, probably that.
Looking into the future,
Yep.
how do you want to be an example everywhere you go?
I want to be an example by listening to God. That's what I look up to my parents for and other people above me. So if God tells me to do something, I'll do it, even if it's hard, you know?
Right now,
Yep.
no matter where you are, how are you living a life of an example?
I'm being the best I can possibly be. I'm doing what God tells me to do, not trying to look down on any situation. Yeah, looking for positives, I guess.